We pass them every day, most of us without giving a second thought. Highway guardrails put in place to protect us all. In the event a driver loses control, the guardrail is there to keep the car on the roadway. But the guardrail is more than just a strip of metal. It is actually a guardrail system that is also meant to protect a driver if they hit it head on, here on the black and yellow striped area known as the terminal head. According to a pending federal whistleblower lawsuit, one of the most popular rails is failing at an alarming rate, and all over the country, people are being killed, maimed, and disfigured.
I've got widows that's lost husbands. I've got mothers that's got their children butchered. I've got a Marine that's cut both his legs off. It's unacceptable.
Josh Harmon is plaintiff in that whistleblower lawsuit. Q13 Fox News Investigates hit the road with a certified guardrail engineer and discovered these potentially troubled rails line our local highways. This one in Fife had been involved in a recent accident.
This here won't do nothing, but when this folds around, that will go through a vehicle. It will slice through the front bumper, radiator, frames, crumple zones, go straight through, all the way through car seats, people, individuals, just like a hot knife through butter.
Last June, firefighters in Gurnee, Illinois extricated a man from his mangled wreckage. On impact, his car flipped around and the guardrail went through the driver's side door, essentially cutting him in two, Harmon said. The 22-year-old driver survived, but will never be the same. 5 months earlier, a woman in Kingsport, Tennessee hydroplaned in a rainstorm, but the guardrail didn't stop her car. Instead, the car flipped and the woman died. Harmon's suit targets Dallas, Texas-based Trinity Industries and the company's ET Plus guardrail with a 4-inch head. Here's how it works. In the event of a head-on collision with a terminal head, the energy from the car forces the W-shaped guardrail to ribbon or flatten out as it is forced through the terminal head, leaving it virtually harmless like a piece of sheet metal. But Harmon accuses Trinity of changing its design, making it potentially more dangerous by shrinking the terminal head from 5 inches to 4.
That change and that breaker bar was changed.
When Trinity made the 5-inch terminal head, Harmon says most were able to be reused. But with the 4-inch terminal head, he says most have to be replaced after each crash. So why would Trinity change the ET Plus? Harmon has this theory.
Money. They did this, and once this comes out, that they did this intentionally, and they were the sole purpose to sell more heads. It's all about the money. They don't want to recall this head. It's going to cost too much money. They can fight the lawsuits of the personal injuries in court and come out ahead rather than replace that head.
Trinity denies the allegations and told Q13 Fox Investigates the Federal Highway Administration reviewed the claims being made and reaffirmed its acceptance of the ET Plus system for use on U.S. highways in 2012. But Harmon isn't giving up and now travels the country telling his story to anyone who will listen.
That's 4-inch.
He searches for terminal head guardrail crashes.
Gentlemen, that's a 5-inch.
In our time together, he found one after another along I-5 and I-405.
This is the ET Plus there. The rectangle head is the giveaway.
But no one could tell us how many of these guardrails are in use across the state. We brought our findings to the Washington State Department of Transportation.
We are not aware of any, I am not aware of any in Washington State that have occurred that function or react the way that Mr. Harmon alleges. But we're very concerned about some of the incidences that he alludes to nationwide, because this is a nationwide issue.
Even so, Assistant Design Engineer Ed Barry says the state has joined a national safety study.
We hope to look to that study at its conclusions to draw conclusions about the functionality of that particular head.
The study could take as long as 3 years to complete. That's too long for State Senator Steve O'Ban. He says his Senate Transportation Committee may investigate on its own.
That's a pretty serious allegation that for profitability reasons, a hardware producer like Trinity would make this change. We'll treat that as an allegation at this point and see if there's any substance to it. But we have enough, in my judgment, to investigate this separately from the Department of Transportation and make sure that our roads are safe.
They know that lives are being lost.
I don't think they know. I know they know.
Trinity said in a statement the company has a high degree of confidence in the performance and integrity of the ET Plus system and points out it was forced to sue Harmon for patent infringement after he made a competing terminal head that copied the Trinity design. Harmon's company has voluntarily stopped manufacturing its version.
People's lives depend upon these dimensions.
Harmon says he worries more lives will be lost if something isn't done and done soon.
I got 2 little girls. It could easily be It could easily be one of them. In life, you got an opportunity to make a difference. You make choices in your life. You live by those choices.
In Seattle, James Lynch, Q13 Fox News Investigates.